What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are the Nolan Hash, the Peace from the East. I'm done with this shit, bro. I'm done with this intro. I fucking knew.
The audio's also completely fucked up on your end right now, so...
Is it? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you sound very fuzzy.
Fuzzy? Oh, no.
Hold on.
That's you, I think, buddy. Do you want me to restart this or what?
You may have to. The audio's all messed up on your end.
Ah, you sure?
Okay, now
on my end?
Now it sounds better. Okay. I mean, as long as you don't mind the intro being messed up, now you sound much better.
Hey, listen, that fucking intro was messed up from the beginning, so...
That's going to happen every other week.
Oh, my God. All right. Let's start this over.
Every time you shout, it sounds really bad.
Oh, no. No. What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored Podcast. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are
It's
the Bridge and Tunnel Connect.
It's all scrambling right now on your end.
Is it really? Oh, my God.
It really is.
Don't do this to me, bro. Don't do this to me.
Let's ask the chat. Is anybody else hearing what I'm hearing?
I think it's all you. Well, I think it's all you.
I mean, you were sounding.
You were
sounding beautiful when we were chatting before you went live. There was none of this right. So
can you even understand me at this point?
I can understand you. It's just every time you raise your voice, it goes.
All right. Listen, let's try this intro again. Okay. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored Podcast. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are the Beast from the East.
With the lead. And we're the Bridge and Tunnel Connect.
And we are the Bridge and Tunnel Connect. And we are Nolan Ash. Third time is not the charm, and I'm done. I am no longer doing this intro. For some reason, for the last 5 weeks, I could not get it down. I have no idea why.
It's because we've been going every other week now with me, and you can't retain it. It's weird.
I still should be able to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I still should be able to do it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe. Hit the thumb. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell, of course. You get everything we do at uncensoredalliance.com. We are on Facebook, AEW Uncensored Podcast. We have a page and a group. Throw it in the search bar. Join the group. Like the page. You get us on email at aewuncensoredpodcast@gmail.com. We are on all third-party podcast applications. Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Radio, and iTunes. Please write us a review. So John's saying it is terrible. So my audio is terrible.
So it's not just me. Okay.
Wonder what that is, man.
Yeah, again, you were sounding clear as a bell when you and I were chatting before you went live. So something happened when you went live.
Oh, Jesus. Some glitch in the Matrix. He says it's all on my end, too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
How often does that happen?
Not often. I don't know what the deal is. Of course. Let's see. Can you hear me? Well, you got to unmute your mic, Alan.
Unmute?
In Skype. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting all kinds of glittery shit over here. No? Alright, good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
What the fuck is going on?
I mean, when you're talking level like you're talking now, it's crazy. A little bit, but it's not terrible. But when you raise your voice, it goes.
My audio thing just keeps jittering. In OBS.
So you just have to talk in a very.
In OBS, it's just jittering. I don't understand. So I guess it's still fucked up, huh? I mean, I don't know what to do at this point.
Yup. And meanwhile, as we speak, I am sharing the link. So for those... Me?
So this is our third week on Facebook, and we already have fucking technical difficulties for all our Facebook listeners. Oh my god. John says your audio is perfect for the first time ever. Yeah.
Doing it live, everybody.
Oh man.
We're doing it live.
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how to fucking how to mess with it. Everything. I haven't changed anything. Really haven't changed anything. Let me see if I could just unplug my mic and try again. Live on air. I don't know. And all we have is John. Johnny Boy, our fucking thread here. Am I still pretty shitty? I don't know what the fuck it is, man.
You're gonna quit before me? Wow. Nobody ever would have thought that.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't know what it is.
I don't get it. I mean, it's really bad. And again, like I said,
I'm already frustrated enough to where I'm just gonna fucking quit the podcast.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, it's something that happened when we started.
Yeah, not even if I can deal with
You were clear as a bell.
Honestly, I'm not I'm wondering what the fuck it could be. We never had this issue before.
Yeah.
Because I'm muted everywhere. I mean, I'm muted everywhere, so it should be no audio feedback that I could see. Nothing. All right, so I guess it's pretty shitty still, huh? Hold on. Because I'm muted everywhere. I mean, I'm muted everywhere, so it should be no audio feedback that I could see. I see there's like more of a latency thing. It seems like it's just it's very choppy. Not very choppy, but it's choppy. Anyway, yeah. New World says it sounds like a plug is loose or something. Yeah, I just did my thing and I don't know. I just undid my thing and redid it. So, yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like it's cutting in and out a little bit.
We'll continue as best as we could. If we could deal with my crappy internet connection during the times I was in my room, we could deal with this.
Suck it up, because we can't just stop the stream just to fucking figure this out. Yeah, we can do it. So, all right. Anyway, now I fucked up the intro fucking 4 times.
I know.
And
well, ironically, because for me, I thought that this microphone on this headset went.
Let's just get through this.
And that is pretty ironic.
You were worried about your audio.
I sound better than ever, and yet this doesn't work on my work computer now. So great.
I have no clue. It might be. I'm seeing left and right.
So John's saying you sound a bit better, a little echo. Just don't raise your voice. That's exactly what I was thinking too. It's like when you raise your voice is where it really comes through. Like it's still glitchy when you don't raise your voice, but when you do, it's much more prevalent. I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's gonna be hard for me not to raise my voice.
All right.
All right. Fuck it, man. I mean, it is what it is. Let's get at it. Start the show. We have in the audience, they show Jorge Masvidal and Amanda Nunes with Dan Lambert, who is the owner of American Top Team, who Masvidal and Nunes fight under. I know this is all foreign to you. But Nunes is the 45 and 35 women's champ, and Masvidal is a bit of a superstar in the sport. And Dan Lambert owns one of the largest MMA gyms in the world, American Top Team. And a lot of guys come out of there. Dustin Poirier, who just fought yesterday, comes out of there. He just beat Conor McGregor. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Colby Covington used to fight out of there up until recently. And just a plethora of people, so many others. So that was cool to see. You know, they're in Miami, so that's where Lambert and ATT are based. So that was interesting. Me being an MMA fan, I liked it. So first up, we got the Cody and QT strap match. As always with these fucking things, the camera guys barely caught the low blow with the strap. Another what the fuck moment. During this match, Jim Ross calls Excalibur by his government name. He calls him Mark. Did. I don't know if you caught that.
That wasn't his first fuck up of the night either, so.
It's the one I caught because I don't pay attention to much commentating. I just happened to catch that, and I was like, Mark. He said Mark, so I'm like, is he fucking with him calling him a Mark, or is he calling him by his name? So I went and Googled Excalibur's name, and then sure enough, his name is Mark.
The second thing I'm going to bring up later on, it wasn't necessarily a fuck up, but it was one of those, again, those stupid, which again, AEW was to do, the breaking of the fourth wall, which we'll get to, but Jim Ross did it later on. And yeah, he's just been a mess lately, unfortunately, man. I really feel for the guy. He has been a shit show the last few weeks. Between getting WWE confused with AEW, between the other thing I'll mention later on, he's just really been a shit show, man. I think it's getting time for him to unfortunately be put out to pasture. I hate to say it. I love Jim Ross, but he sounds done. He sounds more done every week. I don't know.
I'd be good. I've been saying I didn't want Jim Ross on commentary to begin with. I understand why they do it, but. And I'm just realizing, New World, is he taking a shot at me? He says, "Yeah, just don't yell."
No. I think he's simply saying the same thing that we said. But yeah.
Well, New World is someone very close to me in my life.
I didn't know that. Like, okay.
Yeah, so
and he probably is taking a shot at you.
Right. That's what I'm wondering. Is he taking a shot at me? Like he says, "Good luck." I mean. Tells me not to yell and then says good luck. I think maybe he might be taking a shot at me. I just kind of dawned on me, or he just you know he loves me and he just saying
there you go.
Good luck. So if you're making fun of me, go fuck yourself. If you're taking shots, if you're saying good luck for good, I appreciate it, bro. No, joking aside. So for me, the match was okay. Nothing special. I didn't even pay attention closely to this match. Just those couple things that really, really caught my eye. What do you got overall in your own?
I had the same note that you did with the missing of the low blow. Again, this is, shitty camera work, shitty production. The match was okay. This is another one of those feuds I just want to be over already. We've been saying for weeks and weeks that we really hope that, QT isn't the be-all, end-all as far as this thing goes. And it's yet another example of, man, I just want this feud to be done. I mean, what else is left after this? It's Cody won it. It's a strap match. Normally, a gimmick match like this is a good way to end a feud. So hopefully that's it, but we'll find out.
Here's the one thing about that match that kind of I try, because I harken back with the strap match to Sting versus Vader. That was like one of my first pay-per-views I actually bought. Like I was able to buy it, So for me, what I didn't like about this strap match was it seemed like the guys across the ring and they just walks with the strap, touches a corner, and then touches another corner, and if it's been years obviously since I've seen the match, but. If I'm not mistaken, Sting had to drag Vader corner to corner and get the, and get the touch on the post.
The rules have been different throughout the years. You're right about that with that match. I've seen a strap match before. I've seen other strap matches like in WWF, and it's not always been the case. You didn't have to necessarily drag your opponent with you. You simply had to make sure that you got to the corners in succession to tap them. So it feels like this is a match where the rules have not been consistent over the years.
In my opinion, that to me that's a strap match where anybody could take a strap that's longer than the ring and tag all four fucking corners in succession. I remember the struggle of Sting getting to the third one, boom, and then trying to get to the fourth. You know what I'm saying? And So, and it was Vader just dragging Sting around. To me, that's the whole basis of a strap match. You have to drag the guy with you. He can't just fucking be across the ring and you go and touch a post. So I didn't like that. I wasn't even going to say anything about that because, like I said, it's been a lot of years since I've seen that match. I believe it was Super Bowl III. If I'm not mistaken, I had that match. Like I said, I believe if again, even with that, I believe that was my first pay-per-view I actually was able to buy as a kid. You know what I mean? So that kind of sticks out in my head. That and 92 SummerSlam, I believe, were like my first two. Oh, and Halloween Havoc, because I remember with Jake Roberts. So those were like right there. They were all like kind of in almost succession. Summer, fall, and then I believe Super Brawl was in the springtime. I could be wrong. Could be wrong about that. But anyway, I was like fucking 10, 11, 12 years old, so who knows. All right, so moving on. We got Shawn Spears cutting a promo. Sammy hits him with a chair and tries to sound badass, and basically
he does not work well as a badass at all. When he tries to sound tough, it's like trying to watch a little puppy like bark at a pitch where it's like, I'm the big dog. That's what he sounds like when he tries to talk tough. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he sounds like when he tries to talk tough. It doesn't work.
Yeah, so I really wasn't feeling it. And like, again, something that's really bothering me, every single time AEW is doing a promo, there's somebody that interrupts them and stops them before they even barely get a word or two out.
You know, I don't recall if you and Dub talked about this last week, but I got a whole lot to say about that at some point when it comes to Tony Schiavone. But we'll get there. But you're right. It feels like nobody can ever get a word in edgewise. The interruptions are ridiculous. There's no timing. There's no chance to breathe. It's been this case for this company forever, where you cannot allow any promo to build, to lay itself in. It's like someone gets two words out and there's an interruption.
Right. Yeah, so that's driving me crazy. You know, it's like you got to have something there. It's almost like they're doing it in like a cheap way, in like a cheating way, where they don't want to put any effort into it, you know? So instead of putting effort into like a small piece of a promo before you get interrupted, they're just starting with one or two words and then interrupting.
The next segment is going to be my next point in regard to this. But yes, it is. Okay. It is not changed. It really takes you out of the flow of the storytelling. It drives me nuts. Okay, yeah, we'll get to, because I have a lot to say when we get to the next segment about this. So I'll stop here. But all right. Yeah.
All right. So next up, we got the Kenny promo. I thought the whole segment was great. Obviously, you have an issue with it, which I might agree with. But we'll see what you have to say.
With Omega talking, like his promo was fantastic. Here is the problem. Yeah. And I feel like this is happening now every fucking week. Tony Schiavone's in the ring with a microphone talking to somebody. And before Tony can get three words in, the microphone is yanked out of his fucking hand.
Out of his hand. I knew that's what you were going to say.
Tony Schiavone. Could you imagine? And I'm not the first one to say this, so I don't want to take credit for saying this because I've heard other people talking about this over the last few weeks. Could you imagine WWF or WCW era Mean Gene Okerlund, someone taking the microphone out of his hand? He would slap the living fucking shit out of whoever it was and say, the fuck is wrong with you? I hold the microphone. That's my job. That's Tony Schiavone's job.
Is my memory serve me right? But I remember people trying to grab from Mean Gene and him kind of like fucking bulldog gripping that thing.
I think it's very rare that it's happened because I think it was understood very early on that don't do that to Mean Gene. The fact that Tony Schiavone allows that to happen, it shouldn't even be a matter of production or Tony Khan or whoever. It should be Tony Schiavone saying, you know what, dude? This is my job. This is why I'm in this ring. You take the microphone out of my hand. I look like a fucking wallflower just standing around doing nothing. And I don't know what to do with myself. And there's times where he'll stand there. He'll either relegate himself away. He'll leave. Or he stands around not knowing what the fuck to do.
I think that's just Tony Schiavone. Basically, he's just happy out there. Like, I feel like he's just, everything he's doing is just fun for him, and right. He's just having a fucking time of his life, you know. I agree with you. This is something that's a pet peeve. I think I've mentioned it before. I mean, I believe you've mentioned it before. The whole concept of him being out there is for him to let these guys cut promos while he's the mic man. He's a stick man. Let him hold the stick. Like you said, the problem is these fucking guys are just taking it and running with it. Stop allowing them to do that. Tony Khan needs to put his fucking foot down and say no more mic grabbing unless we discuss it beforehand. He's been in this business
forever. He's not just some new schmo. He's been here forever. He should have the track record. He should have that status to be able to say to Don Callis, and Don Callis does it all the time, actually. Other wrestlers do it too, but I notice that Don Callis has been doing it a lot. He's got to tell Don Callis in the back, dude, got to stop fucking doing that.
Well, here's the other thing. Just don't have him out there to do the promo. Just let these people come out with their fucking
but then what's Tony
mics.
Schiavone going to do? That's the problem. If that's what he's there for.
Schiavone, no, that's my point. Don't have him there to cut promo. When he needs to be there for a promo, make sure he holds the mic. Don Callis and Kenny coming out, they do not need Tony Schiavone
there.
This
segment, you're right. This segment did not necessitate Tony Schiavone being there. You're right. Callis and Omega could have gone out by themselves. It's not like, let's say, Tony was there having Britt Baker come out. You're right. This particular segment was not necessary.
Well, was it this week? Was it this week that Kenny was like, you remember what we talked about in the back, Tony? You know, when I told you XYZ, and Tony's like giving that face, like we didn't talk about anything.
Oh, I think that might have been last week, maybe. But yeah, I do remember that.
But okay, in that sense, you got a guy. You need the guy there. So,
right. If there's interaction. Like the same thing, you know, again, with Mean Gene. When Mean Gene was always out there, Mean Gene interacted with whoever was doing the promo. They had a rapport. They had a back and forth. Whether it was Hogan, Piper, or if it was guys in WCW, there was a purpose to having him there. And you're absolutely right. This particular segment, he was not necessary to be there. You could have had Callis and Omega just come out and start talking. Otherwise, the promo was great.
Yeah, I mean, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. You know, it's like one of many, you know, issues that are, some are small, obviously some are a little bit bigger, but you know, it's just that analogy of death by 1,000 cuts. You know, it's just another small cut in the body, you know, towards death. Hopefully that's not the case, but you know. So anyway, this whole segment was great. Omega gets a moment. Well, obviously Dark Order comes out, playing up the whole Hangman shit. The crowd's going nuts. The crowd's loving Uno. Kenny says something about Bangkok. What's the capital? Thailand. You know, and then he fucking, you knew it was coming. Boom, nut shot. And was it you who said did he say Bangkok and something, like he scurried on? Like, I don't know.
He kicked him in the nuts, and then he goes, "It's Bangkok," and then everybody started getting into the melee. So it was very quick. That was the other problem too. I would have liked to have that joke have more time to breathe. It happened very quickly, but
no, you don't need it. I guess you didn't need it to breathe. It would have been. The kick. The kick is the answer. Him going Bangkok and real quick is the him going Bangkok real quick is the heel part of it. You know what I'm saying? The kick is the punch, the punchline, and you know, so yeah, I thought that was great. Plus he had those big ass weird boots on. So I felt the kick. I was like, God damn, that shit looked horrible.
Done, actually,
so yeah, very well done. Uno might actually not have a nut now.
He'll be called Uno for a reason.
Yes, there will be a reason to call him Uno. So, so anyway, Hangman comes out, makes a save as the whole squad comes out to beat up Dark Order. Hangman comes in, makes a save. I believe he almost sets up the buckshot lariat, but then they just stare each other down, and then they get face to face, and something happened. Oh, was it Anderson?
Yeah,
Anderson got on the ropes
they were talking,
and
they were joying.
Distracted.
He gets up, Page clocks him,
distracted him.
And then Omega runs off.
Yeah, and Kenny picks up the belt and scurries off, which was another great coward heel move. It was all good. I loved it. I thought that segment played well. And Kenny's really been hitting all cylinders lately. What do you got?
No, I like the fact that it's finally setting something up with Page. Now the question is, how long are they going to let this thing cook? I feel like for Page and Omega, that is going to have to be a match that takes place at. Sorry, please remind me. What is their version of WrestleMania?
All In. Double or Nothing is
Double
May.
or Nothing. That's May. That is a long while away. So that they can't let it be that long. Although I think that would have been a perfect spot for something like this. Because if in fact if it's going to be Hangman who takes the title, because I can't really think of anybody else who really can, then I mean, do they let this go that long? Again, it's AEW, so it's possible. It's totally possible.
Do you think that they go 2 pay-per-views with this feud?
Yeah.
I think it's possible. I think it can happen. I think it can happen. I think maybe Hangman comes up short again at All In, and then at Revolution wins.
That could work.
Possibility.
Totally. Yeah, because they could let this cook for 2 pay-per-views for sure.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, really cookable. Okay. And I just muted myself by accident. Well, I now know the space bar mutes my mic in OBS. So, and the space bar is the thing that where I'm very handsy, so that's right in front of me. So it's right there. I'm leaning right near it. So good thing I caught that. I go, have I been on mute this whole fucking time? I was gonna lose my mind. But then I just tested it and hit the space bar, and no, that unmutes it. So, okay, now I know that. Next up, we had Darby and Ethan with a face-off with Jim Ross. This was all right. I liked it. I mean, they do this now in boxing, and they've been doing it in boxing for a while now. But I liked it. I thought it was a nice little piece. Nothing that great came out of it. I mean, just a little more history, which I like. They just kind of delve into, Darby says, you had 12 years in the business with my first few years, and it took me that short a period of time to get further than you did in 12 years. So, it was a little bit of that, you're just jealous of me type shit,
And it had that nice, like you said, it has that big fight feel with making, if you like what they do in boxing. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see how this turns out. The only thing that bothers me again, I know I said this before, it bothers me that there's 2 different characters in this company with the last name Page. It's very jarring,
Well, there's a lot of guys with a lot of different names.
Yeah,
Cage, Page.
Right. There's 2. Yeah. There's 2 cages, in fact. So we got 2 cages and 2 pages. Yeah.
It doesn't bother me that much. I don't know why Christian has to be Christian Cage,
I guess,
though.
You know what? It might be a copyright thing. It might be that if he just uses the name Christian, that is a WWE thing. It might be copyright reasons he has to use the full.
Maybe. Then just use your fucking name or make up a last name. You don't have to be. It's that's one thing I would have said when he came in. They could have easily just changed that up. But whatever. Next up, we have Santana Ortiz and Hager versus FTR and Wardlow. This was a great match, man. I loved how all these guys all worked well together, and they just do it right. They have it and have a great match because of it. The tag-ins were good. The work was well. It was all streamlined. It wasn't fucking a mess. I really liked it. I don't know. That's really all I have on it. It was just like I felt they did a great job.
They have really good chemistry. So, yeah.
Yeah. And they work like tag. They work that match like a tag team match should be.
Which is unfortunately something you don't see very often here. It's sad, but yeah, this was very, very fluid. It really did feel like a tag match. There was great continuity in it, and it was good.
Yep. Next up, we get Carl Anderson. He cuts a great promo on Mox. I really like this one. I think he did a great job. He says they will be wrestling for the IWGP US title next week. So coming up next week, they'll be wrestling for that title. So nice little integration of New Japan into the show. So which we've seen before.
I'm glad that they're not force feeding this kind of stuff to you. They do it every now and then, so it feels a little bit special.
Yeah.
And I like that they're doing this here with that, because it had been a little bit of time since IWGP made its presence known. It's been at least maybe a couple months. Yeah. So it's good that they make it like an attraction.
Right. So real quick, one thing we forgot to mention was Brian Pillman Jr. is done with MLW, and now is officially signed with AEW.
That's right.
So I believe that was a question between me and Dub, or me and I remember discussing it with somebody. I think it was me and Dub last week, and that's the answer. He's now going to be officially with AEW. So
that's a good grab. For him to be there permanently now without any question about whether or not what his commitment's going to be. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. We get an MJF and Jericho face-off. Gee.
Yawn.
Haven't seen this type of segment over and over again from Jericho's mind. It's just like, can Jericho do anything that doesn't involve shit like this? It really just is. I don't know. He's just very predictable.
Yeah, and we've been saying this.
And it gets
annoying. And we've already also been saying is that this entire feud between Inner Circle and these guys and the Pinnacle, it's been long enough at this point. They gotta start doing some other combinations. I actually thought it was refreshing that they did have the Sammy match with MJF last week, because at least it was a little bit of a different combination, and now we're just back to these two again. It's just tiring. I don't know. I think we've had more than enough of the two of them at this point. As far as I want to see them take on others, take on new things.
Right. Another thing, I hate catchphrases.
Yeah.
It's the "I'm better than you and you know it" line is just, in my opinion, dragging.
It is dragging him down. I agree.
All right. Okay, people go, well, Ric Flair said, I'm going to let Jeff fly in limousine. Okay, that was very within the moment, within the character. The kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, Rolex watch wearing, that, spaceman, that was all, yes, it was catchphrase per se, because it was things he said when he was out there most times, but the difference was, it wasn't just said at the end of a promo in a randomness, it wasn't random. He was living that life. That was his persona being blasted to the people through him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he talked about the life he was living per se, on the road and in general. Women every night, this and that, bars, limousines, Rolexes, fur coats. Like, that's all he was talking about. He wasn't just trying to make some random catchphrase that I'm better than you and you know it. Like, it's
two quick other examples, which I think MJF is trying to play off of. You had Bret Hart, who was best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. That, again, is something that he also, to your point with Ric Flair, tried to live his life by every day. He always said, I'm the best technical wrestler. Nobody can outwork me in the ring. He would always hammer that home, and so that catchphrase kind of engulfed that. And then more recently, you had CM Punk saying he was the best in the world. He had a shirt, he had branding. Again, I think MJ is trying to play on that, but CM Punk had that as part of his mic drop, where he said, I'm the best wrestler in the world, not the best sports entertainer. He was trying to bring wrestling back into the terminology, which I know, McMahon and his ilk didn't like. But again, these are catchphrases where they live their life by it, like you were saying with Ric Flair. This just sounds like a tack-on fortune cookie thing when it comes to MJF. It doesn't have any oomph.
Trying to get the fans to say it back to you.
Exactly.
We're like those. I don't know about CM Punk, but Bret Hart felt like I didn't think Bret Hart was trying to get the fans to say it, and I didn't feel like. And listen, I'm a Bret Hart hater, bro. So you're not gonna like I got to give him props in that. Where whenever I heard it, I wasn't like, oh, he's trying to push something, like obviously I roll my eyes because I was like, fuck you, but I didn't feel like he was trying to push a gimmick on me or push a catchphrase.
That's the whole idea of the catchphrase in wrestling, is that it's not to necessarily be a marketing hook. It's about the wrestler using it as a way to signify, this is how I live my life. This is why I say what I am.
Right. Yeah, the mid-'90s became a catchphrase haven.
That's where it got a little
mid to late '90s, and it really kind of ruined it. Even Jade, where she's like, and I'm that bitch. Like, I like that. I like the I'm that bitch, but I don't like it that at the end of every promo you have to go, I'm that bitch. I don't mind you're in the middle of a match and you go, because I'm that bitch. Something like that.
It kind of.
I don't need you to go because I'm that bitch. So you're trying to get the fans to go, I'm that bitch, like with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where it's like, like I like where Jade's going and all, but it's another one where I'm just like, all right.
So, before we go into this, this is where that fan jumps in, right?
Oh, yeah, you want to speak about this.
So this is funny. This is how live crowds are back, which is great, because you got these douchebags trying to come to the ring.
Yeah, first like on the road. Yeah, first one on the road. And
you know what? Jericho clocks them, and I fully support that. I kind of wish he had done more than that. I am one of those guys who...
Of course.
Feels that if you're a fan and you're trying to jump in the ring to get your 15 minutes of fame, which this guy was trying to do, he was posting things afterwards trying to say, oh, look what I did. You deserve to get your ass in the fucking hospital. Like, I firmly believe that. I think that, any non-participant who tries to jump in the ring, you have no idea what this motherfucker's going to do. He could have a knife. He could have a gun. He could have you have no idea what his intentions are. You need to treat that person like this is a threat to your life. I am of that. So, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Every now and then I will say this where I'll agree with Jim Cornette on something. That's what Jim Cornette feels. I kind of do feel that way. Jim Cornette has said in the past, you go in that ring, you should be signing your death warrant, because you don't know what the reason is for why you're in there. There was a really memorable match that happened, actually. There was this match with back in, I think, 99 with Triple H and Austin. I'll never forget this. This fan comes in the ring. Austin starts beating him down. Triple H starts beating him down. And the referee starts getting kicks in as well, which is hysterical. And it's like, you know what? I hope that motherfucker ended up in the hospital with a broken face, because that's how I feel. You jump in the ring, you need to get your ass handed to you, because there needs to be an example set. So I was glad Jericho was able to clock him. I wish he had done more than that. I wish this guy had gotten his fucking face caved in. And it really, I hate that shit, because there's no place for that. You have no idea what lunatics are out there. It was the first show live back on the road. You don't know if you've got some crazy AEW hater in there. Oh, I'm finally able to go to a show and show them how I feel. I'm going to kill one of these people. You don't know. So, yeah, I just did. I wanted to talk about that for a little bit, because, that kind of thing just drives me nuts. I'm like rooting for violence when I see that kind of shit. Where I want someone to cave these fucks' heads in when they try to jump in the ring like that. That's all.
Yeah,
it's what it seemed to me when
I'm with you. I don't mind they beat him up. I mean, yeah. All right. Next up, we had Britt promo. She had a nice little line with the blood money shot at Saudi Arabia.
That was good.
So
that was really good.
Yeah, that was. We know the women ain't gonna be wrestling there anytime soon anyway, so it's not like she has any money to lose.
but they have to be completely clothed head to toe. It's they were able to have a women's match in Saudi Arabia with Natalie and Lacey Evans, but yeah, they had to be completely like head to toe covered.
Yeah, that makes no sense, but I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. Anyway, so that was that. Anything on that promo yourself?
It was a good promo, but again, I'm not feeling this feud. It's heel versus heel. Like, I'm still waiting for someone to appear as the babyface here, and it sure as hell better not fucking be Britt. And it's not happening, and it's just like, I don't feel invested in something like this when it's heel versus heel.
So let me ask you, Britt's got the title. What's even going on?
That's the thing that bothers me too. It's like with her with the title, you would think that
they're trying to keep her off of fucking matches as much as possible.
So I don't know how this is going to end up. I don't see Nyla taking the belt. I'll say that. There's no way Nyla takes the belt. They're going to have Britt hold this for a while. If they want to invest in that character, she is going to have to hold this belt for a very long time, and she's going to have to be that chicken shit.
And do absolutely nothing with it.
Right, she needs to be that chicken shit heel who never wants to get in the ring, and that's how they have to make up for the fact that she can't really do much shit in the ring. And at the same time, they're trying to build her as this, this huge character. She is going to have to be that chicken shit heel who doesn't do much. And it's weird that, with Nyla, how do you really work around that? I don't know. It's an odd feud, especially as an initial feud for her as champion.
Right. Good news is the waiting room is coming.
You just went on mute. Yeah, I can't hear you.
No. Nah. What the fuck is going on with this audio?
I heard a squeak of a key and then nothing.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me? Oh, God. This is annoying the shit out of me, man.
I want to make sure it is not just me. John, or anybody in the chat, is Bill on mute for you too? You're back.
No, one of my bars isn't moving. One of my bars wasn't moving. So I don't know what it is. Because you have the left and right. And for some reason, one of them wasn't moving. Something's going on with this fucking program. Or my computer. I'll have to reboot after the show. Unfortunately, it's mid-show, so what can we do?
Sorry, what were you...
All right. So, what did I say? Oh, the waiting room is back. So
I
you
am
should be happy about that.
It's kind of stupid. It just is back out of nowhere. I also feel like for something like that, it needs to be on this show, and it needs to be with a live audience.
Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be on a secondary show.
I get, they want to maybe have a good, some reason to have some attention on those shows, but at the same time, I feel like the waiting room take advantage of a live crowd, and work that crowd with this kind of a show. So
yeah. Well, Dark will have no live crowds from now on.
Is that the case? Because I thought I was seeing with Dark that they were still not having like full crowds there for Dark and Dark.
Well, they have less of a crowd because they do it before.
Okay.
Dynamite.
But it is now live for those shows again. Okay, all right.
Yeah. All right, next up we had Andrade versus Matt Sydal. Never seen Andrade before, and he's a great presentation coming into the ring, I could tell you that much. He looks every part of a fucking superstar, and he's pretty fucking good in the ring, man. I watched like parts of this. I fast-forwarded other parts of it, but, I mean, he looked fucking good.
Again,
man.
This is another stupid decision by WWE letting someone like this go because he's a great worker in the ring. He is a great promo. He is a superstar, so hopefully they will treat him as such because he is fantastic. And
for sure.
I wasn't at all surprised seeing his performance because he's really good.
Yeah. John says he heard me the whole time, so that's good. I don't know, but one of my bars was not moving, so something's going on, dude. I don't know. Maybe I need a restart. Maybe I had an update could happen, and I've had these updates recently where I'll come back, my computer updates itself, and something's fucked up. So, All right. Now, Arn's out there for a promo. No clue why, but the lights go out, which let's not forget that earlier in the strap match, the lights went out. And they played it off as the storm, and it's probably from the storm. It went out quick, on and off, so the lights go out and they come back on, and they use that as a deke. They deke the crowd and the fans watching on TV that was a storm issue. So when they did it here, it was maybe not, people didn't expect it to be what happened, but the lights come back on and fucking Aleister Black, Tommy End, Malachi Black, however you want to say his name, is standing in the ring there. He's spinning, head kicks Arn Anderson, knocks him out. Cody runs in, checks on Arn, fucking has a little standoff with him, and spinning head kicks him as well. So, how the fuck did he go and not have a 90-day clause? Well, the info came out. We, shocked the world because everybody expected a 90-day clause. So no one expected him to be there, which was amazing. But go ahead, explain. How this came to be.
WWE and their wonderful paperwork and letting people go, and they probably let go of people with common sense for how they do the contracts. Aleister basically was on his NXT version of how the contract works, where with NXT, if you are let go, you have a 30-day non-compete clause, whereas if you're on the Raw or SmackDown roster, it is 90 days. This guy had been off NXT for a while. There was no reason at all that the contract shouldn't have been updated. It's the first thing they should really take care of whenever any superstar gets promoted to Raw or SmackDown. It will now.
Oh, they will now.
But the fact that is not the first thing that takes place is absolutely asinine. There is no doubt that whoever was responsible for this lost his head or her head, no doubt, because this was a huge, huge blunder. Because as it was, WWE had been regretting letting him go. There had been word that they were thinking about bringing him back. It sounded like there was a bit of seller's remorse as far as letting him go goes. So not only do you have the seller's remorse of letting him go, you let him go and he's on the wrong version of the contract. This easily might be the biggest fuck up of WWE as far as paperwork goes ever.
That really allows him to not. That allows them to, instead of having a little time to maybe think about bringing him back and doing so, that Tony Khan swoops in and goes, "Hey, it's 30 days. Here's the money. Let's go." Big
win by Tony Khan in this case. And again, WWE not only loses him, especially if they still wanted him, but they look like fucking idiots for letting that happen. And that is like, I just can't imagine that happening in business where a blunder like that is like takes place, where you forget what version of the contract somebody's supposed to be on. It's incredible. I was, because you're right. Like, I was fucking shocked. I thought he was on 90-day.
I was like, oh, wait, shit.
Did we? Or I was thinking, because I'm at the point now. I've been in this point, quite frankly, for the last 18 months working from home. I don't know what fucking day or what month or what year it is, because everything.
You're like, is it going that
feels
quick?
like a fucking blur. It really does. Everything feels like a fucking blur. And I was asking myself, wait, has it been 3 fucking months? And I'm like, there's no way it's been 3 months. And there you go.
Unfortunately for him, you probably know where I'm going to go with this. First thing he does when he comes in has to be fucking Cody. Has to be Cody Rhodes.
That was the big problem, because now what do? You've got this fucking superstar with you. He's going after Cody first. Is Cody going to give this guy a win? I don't know. And once he loses,
I don't think so. But if he doesn't, I mean, it's
because
stupid,
the second this guy loses in a match to Cody, I'm sorry, you're done. I don't care how big you are coming in. You need to win he's got to win his first feud. The same with Andrade. Andrade and Black are both 2 caliber superstars where they have got to win their first, not only their first feuds, their first number of feuds. They've got to be booked right.
It's not even that they need to win their feuds. Here's the deal with the heels. They need to win up until the finale of the program, and then they can lose. The problem is they're never getting upper hands on faces. They're never fucking winning by DQs. They're never... This is what needs to happen. And they can lose, but they need to lose at the right time. The problem is they come in, they lose instantly to fucking Cody Rhodes, and then it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like back in the day with John Cena. I don't know. You would have somebody get introduced to be John Cena's opponent, somebody huge, and they'd lose to Cena, and then it's like, all right, well, then you're kind of done. Because nobody's going to take you seriously anymore. You know, you're finished.
Right.
So, yeah, they got to be very careful here because it is a huge coup that they got this guy. They got to protect his ass. They have got to protect him.
They do. I mean, they've tried to protect these guys that they've made lose in their losses, like Archer and stuff, but they really haven't done well by some of these guys.
They don't have a good track record with it, and which is not good, especially for a new company. Right. They don't have a good track record with it.
Speaking of that, before we go on, I don't know, where the fuck did I miss? Okay, I didn't. Never mind. All right, so I almost fucking went crazy there. So next up, they showed a clip of earlier where Ricky Starks and Brian Cage have a confrontation. Just a nice little... I like that. I like that they go, this happened earlier, and you know, we don't see it, but now we see it. So I like that. They had a little confrontation about their upcoming match, and Starks had security with him, and Taz took exception to that, and he said he's going to be the FTW champ, etc., etc. Next up, we had Bunny and the Blade versus Orange and Statlander. So, okay. Let me start this off by saying something. I hate intergender wrestling matches.
You've brought this up many a times, for sure. I know.
Okay, so this is not a surprise.
Right. At least to me, you brought this up quite a bit. I don't blame you, quite frankly.
Right. Yeah. This is not a surprise. As we slowly lose fucking listeners, I see them dropping off because, God forbid you don't enjoy intergender matches or women's matches. So there is zero reason to have an intergender match. Let's just break this down. Let's just logically break this down, okay? Intergender matches. What is it? A male and a female versus a male and a female. Okay? What's the point in that if the male and the female on each different side do not wrestle each other
that's
at
the
all?
Thing. There's 2 versions of intergender matches. In the independent circuit, you will actually have the men and the women mixing it up. You will not see that in WCW, WWE, or AEW. But on the independent circuit, they actually do push the envelope, and they will have interacting of both.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah. Even that's annoying. Yeah. Even that's annoying because I mean, it's like the reality is a man versus a woman. Let's be real. 99.9999% of the time is no fucking. You know what I'm saying? It's almost the same as having what's his name? Fun size there, Marco Stunt. Getting over on guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking bullshit. So, the reality is, if they can't wrestle each other, why are they in the same fucking match?
There's a flaw to it.
Just do two separate matches.
That's the answer. What they're trying to do with matches like this is they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. They don't want to use up a slot on another match. So they just figure, hey, let's just mix them together. It's the same reason I don't like triple threats. It's the same reason I don't like fatal 4-ways. Obviously, yes, there's more limits here. You're right. But it's the same concept where it's a matter, they're trying to combine 2 things into one to save a slot or to make room for something else.
No, they're trying to be progressive. We're being progressive. We're having men and women do the same thing and be in the same thing.
There's no progressive here because they can't face each other. in the independent circuit, it's progressive.
Exactly. So it's a fucking it's hypocrisy at its finest. It's we need to push this into the fucking masses. We need to fucking push our agenda on the masses. Your agenda sucks. Your agenda sucks. They don't even fucking wrestle each other. It sucks. So anyway, who gives a fuck about that match? Guess what I did? Watched none of it. And I like the bunny. Yeah. You know I like the bunny. I like the Blade. I like Statlander. Orange is kind of annoying me.
I used to be a big fan of Orange, actually. And his act has become stale as 2-week-old bread. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all knew what Flair was doing. The backdrop, the fucking flip over the rope, into the clothesline. Like, we knew all that shit, but... It was entertaining. Orange Cassidy's little stick is starting out to be entertaining. Old and stale.
And it's a shame, too, because I remember with him, not to really go off topic, but, I mean, this is the topic. I guess it's him. I remember that the first time he spoke, that was such a big deal. And I was kind of hoping that when that happened, they would evolve the character a little bit. But they haven't.
Right.
He can talk now, but it's still the same exact shtick.
I do like, I believe, was it when they won or before the match where when he acted, like he did the little, like going up on a rope like give the thumb. And he backed, I did like that. I thought that was fucking great. You know, it was like very sloth-like, you know. I really dug that. But hey, you know, whatever. So, all right, after this, we have Tony Schiavone in the crowd, all right? He's doing an interview with Dan Lambert.
And what happens?
And what happens? Dan Lambert snatches the mic.
So this happened twice in the same fucking show.
Okay. I'm gonna defend this. I'm gonna defend this. Because you're doing a promo with Dan Lambert. You're doing an interview with Dan Lambert in the crowd. For Dan Lambert, taking the mic is what brings him to the ring to cut the real promo.
Then only have that happen.
All right. You can only have that happen because they're not bringing him into the ring for a promo. This is like, he was invited here. He's a fan. He's a fan of the show. Tony invited him. So we're going to interview him in the crowd. So then you allow Dan Lambert to now impose his will and his bravado, take the mic, climb into the ring, cut a promo. Now, these morons that I saw on Facebook, there were some that knew Dan Lambert and knew who he was and what he was, but there were others that were like, oh, that fell flat. Oh, like, I'm going to tell you one thing. This did not fall flat. If you felt this fell flat, you're a fucking idiot, number one. Number two, they're like, who is this guy? What does he do? Why is he there? He fucking ABC'd your ass all the way through in the promo. The promo was flawless. That promo was flawless. You don't know who he is? He told you who the fuck he was in that promo. He spelled it out in fucking alphabetical order. And then he fucking went on rip. Dude, I loved it. Dan Lambert fucking killed that. I know Lambert's been on TNA. I heard he's been on MLW. Dan Lambert is, like I explained earlier, the owner of American Top Team, one of the largest MMA gyms in the world. Tons of great fighters under him, tons of champs under him. So, you know, he's also a humongous wrestling fan. He was on the WWE Treasure Hunt or whatever it's called, Hunting for Treasure. If you watch the Booker T episode where they're looking for the TV title, they go to his house. That is him. Where they're in that room that's all just championship belts. And they go, are these replicas? He goes, not a single one of these is a replica. So he has, number one, he's rich. He's rich as fuck. Number two, he has no fake replica bullshit belts in his collection. And they pan to the belts, some of the belts in the cuts. And, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, you could tell they're real. You could tell the history. Some of them are pretty old and beat up, obviously over age. But so Dan Lambert is a true professional wrestling fan. And I'm sorry, but all you dumbass marks that fell flat, bro. You need a fucking lesson, bro. You need to go back and start watching wrestling. You're into this flip-flop bullshit, acrobatics, constant fucking ballet bullshit. All right, I enjoy some of that. You know, I love the lucha shit in WCW, but I also felt like that was kind of like a oh shit part of the show where I can enjoy that, but I also got all the other shit I needed from wrestling outside of those matches. All right, so unfortunately now wrestling is mostly those matches with very little actual good substance, like, you know, with good stories and really good emotional investments. So if you felt that this fell flat and you go, oh, well, I didn't know who he was and this fell flat because I didn't know who he was, well, then you missed something, or you got hit in the head one too many times when you were a kid, because it was pretty fucking obvious the way he laid it out, who he was, why he was there, what he felt, and he did it in an amazing fashion.
I think that if anybody is saying that it fell flat, it's because they're not happy with what he said. And that's really what it comes down to. And it's very interesting to me. I actually think it's quite ballsy that he's out here saying all the shit that we've been saying for the last fucking 18 months. You know, if I want to see real wrestling, I want to watch 70s, 80s. It's gone downhill since the 90s. AEW's unwatchable. And I'm just like, yep.
Which is exactly it. Like, you know, wrestling, he's saying wrestling is not what it, you know, like it's just some fucking flip-flop shit. And he's basically calling out. And again, you're right. That's probably why these guys are like, oh, fuck him, blah, 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 you know, because they don't get what they want. The one thing is, so this allowed Archer to come out and attack him, which is cool. It sets that up. Archer attacks him. The one thing I didn't like was I thought it would be better if Nunez and Masvidal went and tried to save him or did something. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that they didn't get involved at all was weird.
They were just kind of like smiling at it as Dan's getting beat up.
That's kind of like that bothered me a little bit, because it took me out a little bit, because I mean, obviously they're yucking it up because yes, this is a show, but if you're supposed to be trying to take this seriously, the two of them should be like, the fuck you doing? That's our brother. What are you doing? So that was the only part that fell flat for me during the entire segment.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was like, I wish they would have kind of jumped in or something, or at least tried, and then he just fucking kind of belts him, you know. All right, last up we have the Bucks versus Kingston and Penta. Now, okay, this was a fun and wild match. All right, I prefer it not being so wild, but it was pretty good. One thing I really liked about this match was when the Good Brothers brought down the thumbtacks, and eventually they got used. Now, they dump them. Not much happens in the thumbtacks. What I liked the best about this was they use thumbtacks in a different manner than we're used to, which makes it a little fresher. The Bucks took the thumbtacks, scooped them up, and threw them in the eye of Penta, right? And then they did it again later, threw it in the eye. I forget who. And then you got them putting thumbtacks in Kingston's mouth and hitting him with the super kick. So I felt that was amazing. It was an amazing progression of thumbtack usage, where we're used to the typical power bomb or the guys rolling in it or the fall or the slam or the, you know, where this was a total different direction of how to use the thumbtacks, and it brought new life to using thumbtacks, which I like. I like that bit of innovation there. Maybe someone's done this on the indies. I don't know. I've never seen it, so I can't tell you, but I enjoyed, you know, using the thumbtacks in such a different manner.
I am curious as to how they did it. I mean, the whole throwing in the eye, putting in the mouth, like, how do you pull that off exactly? I think you just kind of, like, they gotta have their eyes closed, I think, and, you know, the mouth thing was a little rough. I was like, damn, how do they, really, you know. You can't really use magic with that. I mean, it's in your mouth. How does that work?
Right. I have a feeling maybe a lot of it, because it looked like a lot of it fell out, or I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Thumbtack in the mouth.
Right, in the fucking side of your cheek, you know. Yeah, so I thought overall it was good. Obviously got messy and shit, but I mean, it wasn't an awful wild in my opinion. I thought it was pretty decent. It's funny because I'll go back and forth on these matches. As much as I can enjoy the match for what it was, I do prefer that it wasn't so wild. So even though I enjoyed the wildness of this one, I thought because there's times where it's so wild that you're just like, what the fuck? This time it felt like it was wild, but it was kind of like, it
was
played well
enough that it was not. It wasn't so balls to the walls crazy where you were just sitting back going, "What the hell is this?" Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you got on it? Cap it off.
It's not often that I'll enjoy anything with Young Bucks, but no, it was a very good match. I kind of like the fact that it ups their game to another level as far as them being a bit more vicious, which they need, honestly, quite desperately. So, and they're not facing any schmoes. They're doing this against, Penta and Kingston, who are tough in their own right. So, I kind of feel like it brought the Bucks to another level. You're not going to really be able to fix their non-ring work, unfortunately. But it made me more interested in watching them going forward.
Yeah, here's the thing. I had this thing with the Bucks where I hate how they do things, but when they wrestle, they're good,
great
man.
In the ring. Can't take that away from them.
They're awful at selling. They're great in the ring. They're bad at being authentic when they're doing their shtick. And I think they overdo their shtick sometimes. And this I don't know. I just so I'm like I have this. It's this love-hate thing where it's like when they want to put on a good match they can. When they want to put on a nice clean good match they can. But otherwise they just want fucking mayhem and mess. And mess drives me nuts. I don't mind it to a degree, but mess just drives me nuts.
Yeah, that's the problem. They turn up the dial a little bit too hard many times, and they don't have a happy medium. And with this, they found a happy medium.
Right.
So I'd like to say that this means improvement moving forward, but we'll see. We'll see.
No.
Yeah,
Doubtful.
Exactly.
All right, man. I guess that's it for tonight. Hopefully, this fucking audio issues won't continue into next week. Maybe I'll have to do a little test prior to this.
Yeah, just a reminder to the groups. Yeah, so next week I'm off. We'll figure out who will replace you next week. I will be back the following week. And
Alan's on his teacher schedule. He's on that. He's on the Howard Stern deal. So, I don't know who the hell is going to help me out next week, but we'll see. I'll hit up one of the usual suspects.
And then we'll see how the intro goes. We'll see how the audio goes.
No, Jesus. Fucking A, man. I'm done. I think I'm done with the intro. I really am. I just hate having to even fucking think about it. And then I get in my own head, and then I fucking up even more.
The problem, though, is that the intro kind of gets the thing going. It's like starting the car. You kind of need it to get it going. I don't know. At least I feel that way.
I guess. I mean, I don't even know why I started doing the intro. I was like, the intro's goofy, but I was like, we have fun. We have fun with it,
Every show should have like something like that. It's the opening credits.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man Alan. We are the Beast from the East, Nolan Hash, and the Bridget Tunnel Connection.
Hall and Nash, and the Beast from the East with the least.
Beast from the East with the least.
I remember all the other shit, but maybe I should do that. The problem is I'm busy sharing, but maybe I should try it next time.
Yeah, you might have to, bro. I see I fucked it up even at the end of the show. Okay, everybody, please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, hit the subscribe, and hit the fucking thumb if you're listening. That's all I ask. I mean, that's not hard. Uncensoredalliance.com. We got everything we do there. Email us at AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com. We are on Facebook. Put AEW Uncensored Podcast in the search bar. Find the page and the group there. Like the page, join the group. We are on all third-party podcast applications. We are on Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Radio, and iTunes. Please write us a review on iTunes. Join us on Skype. Link in the description. That's how you get on the show live with us to discuss anything you want to discuss. And as always, we are live 3:05 every Sunday, Eastern Standard Time, United States. So join us. And we are now live on Facebook while we're live on YouTube. Ooh, ooh. Okay, everybody, thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next week. Peace. Peace.